Alliances are broken and mended fast in this Gypsy Rose story. This girl didn't know who she was before she got mad at Gypsy and went out and told a little bit of truth about her. She's without a crystal ball on YouTube, I believe. It's a picture of her. This is what she wanted to tell everybody. She stood by Gypsy for 5 years, but she has come to the end of her journey with her. She's made her feelings known about the family, and she's made it clear since January, profiting off murder is wrong. Becoming famous is wrong. Setting up trust funds to bypass laws regarding profiting off crime is wrong. There is no advocacy here. There is only a quest for fame and money. In fact, one of the producers told Gypsy, "Go get your bag." They have been hyped up by Melissa Moore, who exploits crime victims. She has made Gypsy and her family believe that they are famous. Gypsy thinks she can get rich off of this. Secret trust funds that, come to find out, were put in Ryan's name. That is why when Gypsy goes to divorce court, she wants spousal support, because she needed Ryan to put the account in his name. This is all about the money. Gypsy was abused, but she is still a murderer. Remember that, because she's going to change her mind real fast. She claims Gypsy is a murderer right there. I've been clear about my concern for months. She just can't do it. Gypsy isn't a bad person, but people in Hollywood are in her head. They believe anyone that criticizes her are haters. It is wrong to glorify murder. She was told to stay off social media, but she reopened her accounts. She's getting in fights with people on TikTok and comments she was told not to get involved with. Because Gypsy knows best. And I've seen this about Gypsy for a while. I've already known you can't tell this girl nothing. She's going to do what she wants to do anyway. But Crystal Ball here points out she acts like a 14-year-old. Yeah, that's a high schooler, freshman, a smart-ass kid. You can't tell her nothing. And her attorneys for her divorce told her not to put Ken on camera, even though I think they're broke up right now. And her probation officer told her not to be on the internet arguing with people. And Crystal Ball realized Gypsy is the one leaking information to the tabloids. Big surprise there, right? In this meeting with Kim Kardashian's what really pissed this girl off. I think because she didn't know about it. Gypsy does have a micro deletion. I saw the records this winter. She has many actual issues due to this disorder. Dee Dee exaggerated the symptoms for the money and attention, she believes. So this lady says she's seen the medical records, and Gypsy's out here saying the complete opposite. Gypsy was pissed off when this lady put this on the internet, because Crystal Ball tells us as soon as Gypsy seen this, she called her and they talked for 3 hours. But before that talk happened, this Without a Crystal Ball TikTok channel, her name is Katie Joy Paulson. People call her Katie Joy. But when she put this out about Gypsy, she instantly sent Flawless Nina this message saying that she would like to talk to her and verify things and clear anything up. And Flawless Nina turned her down. I was almost thinking, before she flip-flopped back to Gypsy's side, that she was almost going to be like a mole. Start acting like she's friends with Flawless Nina to find out what she knows and kind of mediate from there. But no, she really got mad. She was really going to change sides. And she's talked all kinds of shit about Gypsy in the meantime before they brought her back over. When Gypsy first saw it, she's like, I gotta get off social media. I gotta take time for me. I gotta think about Ken. Which, if the first trusts were in Ryan's name, that means the new trust was supposedly be in Ken's name. Because, newsflash, even Gypsy doesn't really trust Christie, because they could put it in her name. Katie Jory revealed that when Gypsy did go into prison, that she did tell them, and this probably is the only true thing Gypsy said, was she had a second grade education because she was homeschooled. And Katie Joy posted some Ask Me Any Questions after she talked to Gypsy, and she's like, I can't tell you what we talked about, but Gypsy's a real person. And she's like, it's easy for all y'all to come to your own conclusion that don't know her. Well, you know her, and you just told us all these dirty secrets about her. And now you're her friend again. I mean, you got mad, and within 24 hours, you were back on her side. That's how fast the flip-flop was. Katie Joy believes that people want her to say that Gypsy is a master manipulator, but she actually owns her own shit. And honest to a fault. That is a lie. Honest to a fault. That would mean she would tell the truth all the time, even when it's not in her best interest. And she lies all the time, even about stuff that don't matter. She's just a person trying to figure out life and making mistakes. Yeah, no kidding. I think anybody would know it's not right to kill your mother. When Gypsy was involved in another unhealthy relationship with her husband, she didn't raise a hand. She didn't plot a murder. She called her attorney to get out of her apartment before she was hurt. That's a fact. Yes, that is a fact. We know how long it takes Gypsy to groom someone into murder. She groomed Nick for 2 years, sending him dirty pictures. Yeah, Gypsy's the one that introduced Nick into BDSM. Gypsy's the one that said, I'll sign a contract saying that I'm your slave. Gypsy's the one that perverted Nick. Also, there's a weird chick on TikTok talking about Gypsy's microdeletion, claiming Gypsy had the symptoms listed on the website she found. Gypsy has never had seizures. She didn't need a feeding tube. She can eat on her own. She did not have muscle weakness and never needed a wheelchair. Dee Dee's excuse for the wheelchair changed from muscular dystrophy, which she didn't have, to paralysis, which she didn't have. Gypsy was not allowed to walk around her house or play and was forced to stay in the wheelchair by Dee Dee. The wheelchair incident was actually from Gypsy was riding on the back of a motorcycle with her grandfather, and he kind of fell over, and Gypsy fell over too, and Dee Dee, for whatever reason, put her in a wheelchair after that. That's how it started. And then I think the wheelchair turned it into a timeout chair, and I can imagine Gypsy didn't act like a little adult because she was a baby, so she probably spent a lot of time in the wheelchair timeout chair. Because Dee Dee did abuse her. She was an evil bitch, but as Gypsy grew, she knew that she could walk. She knew she didn't need a wheelchair. She knew she could leave because she did leave the house. She left the house with grown men that told her, you don't have to go back to your mom's house. But Gypsy wanted to go back to the house because that man was a loser with no money, just like Nick. Gypsy doesn't have any cognitive delays, and her IQ is normal, and she was tested in prison. No, she wasn't. They don't give you IQ tests in prison. A psychologist might have given her a cognitive test to see if she was malingering, which she probably was. She probably just told him, yeah, I can walk. My mom made me lie to everybody. An IQ test. What did she score? She ain't telling nobody because I've not heard her brag about that one time. Here's some shit talking from Katie. This is one of her followers. That makes me sad. I know you cared. Katie's like, yeah, I cared for Christie and I wanted the best for Gypsy. Is that why you're telling dirty secrets now? Saying she acts like a 14-year-old? She does what she wants. She acts just like a teenager? Yeah, we know. More commentary. Gypsy said she was going to step away, but isn't she still in therapy? Without a crystal ball says she's back on social media all the time. Even created a new public Instagram and still has her huge TikTok, which her probation officer told her to delete. And Crystal Ball wants to be like Nina is telling parole officer stuff. It sounds like you just told the parole officer Gypsy still has social media, which she was supposed to delete. Damn, Katie Joy, that's a big stab in the back. I hate to be in prison with you. You'd shank me in the shower. Somebody says, wait, her parole officer doesn't know that she has her public TikTok account back up and also has a public Instagram? I don't know, but she was told to delete it by him. Gypsy does not listen to anyone. Imagine that. Stab, stab, stab. Somebody's like, I'm very scared. Gypsy needs to be in therapy all the time. And that's the thing. I don't know much about this crystal ball, but apparently her son is special needs with a feeding tube or something. So Crystal Ball was telling Gypsy about how unfortunate it is for her son. And she said Gypsy didn't really seem to give a shit. And here Crystal Ball saying, I was really emotional because her mom took resources from parents like me and my kids like my son. They stole limited resources. She only wants to give back if it's filmed. Well, that's awful nice of you. What kind of kind comments and thoughts you have about Gypsy Rose that you're friends with again? Well, the first paragraph there, she's complaining about Gypsy making money and getting rewarded for what she's done. What I was concentrating on there was, without a crystal ball, says, you are right, but not about Ryan. Ryan is a jerk and super abusive. I witnessed his behavior. And I'm not even too sure this crystal ball girl has ever been around them in person, so how would she have witnessed it? I mean, people do get angry. She was complaining about Ryan thinking he's a movie star now and he's popular and he's got fans. And I realize why they're saying that, because I don't think Ryan feels that way. But when it comes to the money, Ryan is probably saying, well, I was on the fucking TV show too. Don't you remember me sitting there holding her fucking hand? So I guess Ryan is right. Neither one of them are nobody. They were both on the fucking TV show, and this divorce show they got coming out, apparently he's on too. I don't know that I would give her any of the fucking money, because the trust is in Ryan's name, and he's justifying it. He's a movie star just like Gypsy now. Here's a dumb little message Christie sent Gypsy. They probably send these stupid Facebook things to each other all the time, and Gypsy's like, she's so smart, that makes so much sense. But the first word's maturity. I know that shouldn't be for fucking Gypsy. Dumb. Without a crystal ball says, I believe that they lied to me, but I also think Gypsy does what she wants. And she even frustrates her parents. Trust me. Gypsy cannot be controlled by anyone. She's impulsive and very attention-seeking, which is explaining away as she learned from her mother. Now, this woman is friends with Christie, the stepmother. And she would know, because I'm sure the stepmother bitches about how stupid Gypsy is sometimes. So I guess that little Mother's Day thing, the Hallmark card where you're like, she's so patient and understanding with me. Apparently she's not. Apparently she gets mad at you too. Why don't we deem Christie abusive? I've seen her anger exhibited. She's abusive. She got mad. Gypsy's like, you don't know me. My friends and only close people know me. Well, here's a close person that knows Gypsy. She was really abused, which probably was. That wheelchair thing was abuse. And I can promise you, she is not playing dumb. She's honestly so clueless. She acts like she's 14. Well, there's the truth about Gypsy Rose. Straight from somebody that would know. So it ain't some hater. I don't want to hear no bullshit from haters. Here's a clip of them. Gypsy just learned how to swim. Here's Gypsy's comment. Nina is very uneducated. I have a genetic microdeletion of one of my chromosomes, but I am part of the 75% of individuals who bear no effects. She believes that it makes the surgeries necessary. False. And I'm tired of people saying that Gypsy had her salivary glands removed. She didn't. She had Botox shot into them. She still has her salivary glands. Her mouth is very wet. You can hear her slurping sometimes. And you, Gypsy, claim to have a second grade education. But Katie Joy says you got a high IQ. But yet again, Katie Joy says you act like a 14-year-old and a pain in the ass. That you're 32 years old and your parents bitch about you to her. Because you suck. Christie's there to get some money. Take stupid videos of it swimming, walking on the beach. So everybody, what we are seeing here is nothing more than people acting like high school girls arguing. And people are overhearing it and hearing how ridiculous it is. And they just won't let it go. They're going to keep picking on that one girl. It's just like the new blonde girl in school. For whatever reason, all the girls that are there don't like her. Girls are catty. And they're backstabby. And Katie Joy just demonstrated that. For her to say such nasty, demeaning things about Gypsy, because that's how she truly feels. Katie Joy hates Gypsy. She said that with that last text. She hates Gypsy and Dee Dee because they abuse the system. And Katie Joy knows that. And she hates that. But yet she still wants to be on their side. She wants them brownie points. She wants them Facebook likes and thumbs ups. She don't want to go to war with Gypsy and Christie. They're just going to talk. My haters ain't going to talk shit. That's obvious, Gypsy. You better make everybody like you because the haters are going to talk shit. And keep doing dumb shit on the internet. Matter of fact, videotape it for people. This swimming thing you just did, I'm learning how to swim, was so dumb.